All right, welcome to the show, everybody. We got a show for you. I'm Donald W. Moore. I started Get Off My Lawn Records, and this is the Get Off My Lawn Records podcast. This is number 14.
Is it?
Yep, I've been keeping really good track. I have a surprisingly, it's annoyingly well archived. So, we do these whole episodes on every Sunday. The full episode comes out. That's what everybody's watching right now.
Yes.
And then what happens is this is usually like 5-10 minutes, and that's about the average view of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't make it all the way through the show, so then I put out the rest of the show every week, throughout the week, in clips.
Yes.
So on Mondays is our Do You Give a Bleep? Our Tuesdays is What the Bleep Have You Done for the Label? Though this year we're going to talk about reflections on 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Section 4 is then our announcements, our goals, and a giveaway. Section 5 is then our shout-outs. 6 is then our deep thoughts.
Our deep thoughts.
I call it deep thought, right? It's usually an overarching question.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to hear Regal Cat playing with all of her toys in the background. Everybody, longtime viewers of the show, have probably noticed that we've had a change of venue.
Yes.
I did not move. It would be hard to move all this stuff. This is the spot. I am sitting basically where the drum kit was for a lot of the Freeform Fridays, like all the ones with drums, except for the trio ones, the early ones. But this wall is the longest wall in the house. So we clear out the living room, we clear out the dining room, and as you can see, there's a mountain of gear. So what I'm going to do for our deep thoughts is I'm going to make a tutorial video on how to run my light rig, because the way we do these Freeform Fridays is I think Justin might be coming over, but Justin might not, right? So we have to plan for contingencies. And I have everything documented, but really I want to be able to hand somebody the video and be like, just watch this for 5-10 minutes and you'll understand what the lights are doing and how to do the things with the lights.
Okay. Because, yeah, I was worried that you were really just in denial about pimping for a new light person.
Yeah, I could really use some help. Reliable help, right? The problem is I need everybody to buy copies of the records.
Yes.
And we've got the Best of Freeform Fridays 2016 coming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're gonna need some help in that. And then our final section every week, it's my favorite section, is everybody gets a trophy. Now originally it was an oversized lighter, but Michael gave us he's a friend of the show. He came on the Ask a Canadian show. He gave us this little miniature Stanley Cup with my absolute favorite hockey team. So, for context, what day is it?
Today is Sunday, January 1st.
And I got a big old mimosa.
Yep.
Nothing like cheap orange juice meets cheap champagne in a big old glass. This is delicious.
You know it.
This is great. So, who the bleep are you?
I am your long-suffering wife.
You're also earning the recording engineer credit for this session on Freeform Fridays.
Yes, finally, because you're a stingy bastard.
I'm not that stingy.
You are a stingy bastard. Any other man would have
Then how come
smartened
I'm
up by
broke?
now and realized that if he wanted his wife to keep helping him with this, he would have given her credit long ago.
I give you credit.
You give me no credit.
You absolutely get credit. Have you watched?
I get token credit.
You don't get token
Yes,
credit.
I've
You
seen.
commit things to tape. When I'm the one
I
who
put
said,
up with your nonsense.
when I'm the one
Everybody
who put,
else gets to go home.
yeah, but I'm the one who had to put the microphones on the stands, put the cable into the thing, go upstairs, test it through the board, troubleshoot it, and all you had to do was push two buttons.
I'm the one that lets you
babysit.
tear my house apart every time you get a bug up your butt to do this.
It's our house.
Yeah, tell that to the cramp I got in my hand filling out all that paperwork.
So welcome to the show, everybody. We got a show for you. This one's called A Married Couple Argues. No.
So that's different from every other week. How?
So you're my wife. So that's who the bleep we are. Now, the next section, section 2.
Section 2.
It is our last of the Do You Give a Bleeps.
Yes.
Dude, I intended to film this yesterday, but we've been busy prepping this room for Freeform Fridays. So, what we're doing is we're changing Do You Give a Bleep. This was originally generated to get like news style content driven, right?
And Don has discovered that he doesn't actually give a bleep about anything other than himself.
I give bleeps. I give lots of bleeps.
You give bleeps when you get guilted into it.
I give strong bleeps. I give a lot of bleep about Dapple. Go look at all the Dapple stories. It's just celebrities I don't know. I don't give a bleep. We'll find out. But so starting next week, so everybody should subscribe. So starting next week, we're gonna do Clarissa Explains It All. My father calls her Clarissa. My whole family on that side, they have a hard time with it.
Yes.
And
it's not my fault. My parents were hippies.
Yeah. And when I was a kid, Melissa Joan Hart was on a kids television show called Clarissa Explains It All.
And you have no originality.
Somebody else actually fed this to me. I'm just going with it. You come up with a better idea for section 2 that's going to generate search traffic. So we're gonna explain scientific concepts.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So if there's a scientific concept
or whatever.
Yes. So if there's a concept you want explained, let us know in the comments.
She's about to become a high school science teacher. Kind of strange how you go on record. Though you don't do anything embarrassing on these videos.
No, I just mock you.
Yeah, you do mock me. Yeah. And sometimes I deserve the mocking.
You're wearing a yellow hat and a disco hoodie, dude. Come on.
Hey, hashtag disco hoodie. Let's get everybody.
This is what I have to put up with.
Let's get everybody to tweet hashtag disco hoodie. And I'll pick one of those tweets. Or leave a comment, hashtag disco hoodie. And I'll tweet it, leave a comment, or post it on Facebook. And I will look them up. And next week we'll give away a sticker to a random one of those random people. I'll get in touch. Where did I put my stickers? I brought stickers down. I don't know. They're stickers.
What'd you do with them? I left them on the table on purpose.
Did I put stuff on them? No, I don't know. Who knows? Things, they come, they go. It's just stuff. So what's our first Do You Give a Bleep?
Okay, our first Do You Give a Bleep? Dr. Vera Rubin died this week.
Who is Dr. Vera Rubin?
Dr. Vera Rubin was an American astronomer who pioneered work on galaxy rotation rates. She uncovered the discrepancy between the predicted angular motion of galaxies and the observed motion by studying galactic rotation curves.
So let me get this straight. So to put this into terms that I will understand. She helped us understand how galaxies rotate.
Right. When angular momentum is based on mass.
Okay.
So when you look at the observable mass of a galaxy, you expect a certain curve. What they were finding was that the rotation didn't drop off at the end of the visible mass. It dropped off much further.
But we're looking at things that are literally intergalactic at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
I don't give a bleep. No, I don't give a bleep. I have
She discovered dark matter, dude.
Can somebody leave me a comment and prove and actually like, can we actually test for dark matter at this point, or is it only theoretical? I think the CERN Collider was doing it.
This basically is the test for dark matter. We can't see it, it doesn't really interact with regular matter, but it's something out there that we can't see has mass. Otherwise, the angular momentum curves would have dropped off where we expected them to.
What if it's all just a glitch in the programming? There's a high probability we live in in a.
We don't live in the Matrix, dear.
We totally live in a matrix. Are you kidding? Hal Sparks told us we live in a matrix. Blew my mind.
Well, then somebody really needs to reboot.
Yeah.
Because 2016...
Kind of
was-
a weird year.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in our reflections. That'll be in our next section. So that'll come out on Tuesday.
Okay.
So subscribe.
So you don't give a bleep.
I don't give a bleep.
I
You
give a
give a
bleep. I give a bleep because this was cool and she did some absolutely amazing work, and she was decades ahead of anybody else in astronomy in terms of this type of thing, and her study of it and her theorizing on it. So
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, I give a bleep. I give a bleep, but I don't give a bleep.
You don't give a bleep.
You know, like...
You pretend to give a bleep, but
What-
you really don't give a
What
bleep.
I really want is I just want to be able to go to the next star. Can we do that? Can we work on getting to the next star? Just one star. Let's get one. Like, we don't have to spend a lot of time looking at at the way the other galaxy spins, because it's such an unattainable length. Like, let's work on things that we can attain the length. How does that apply towards getting us off this planet when the sun goes nova?
Well, the sun's not going to go nova for another 5 billion years.
We only got 5 billion years.
And by the time the sun goes nova, the Milky Way galaxy will have collided with the Andromeda galaxy.
All right, so what happens when global warming makes this planet uninhabitable, and now we have to leave? Don't you
We're
think
not going to
that
leave because we're just all going to die because we're morons.
we're not morons?
We are morons.
She wasn't a moron.
She was not a moron. Individuals are not morons. People as a whole are morons.
Yeah. Gotta have hope. That's the... All right. I give a bleep, but I wish we'd spend more time studying ways to get off this planet.
Yeah, well,
Like an actual exit strategy.
you got to have faith, and that leads us to our next story.
Oh.
Sorry, you brought it up. I had to go there.
That's okay, and at least now this will only be one video. But don't do that for the next one. Let's break up the next one. George Michael died.
George Michael died, yes.
Not a fan. I'm sorry. Like, fully aware of it. Right?
Really, Wham comes on the radio and you don't sing along at the top of your lungs?
No, I don't like Wham. Sorry. It's taste, right? It's just a thing. Like, not everybody likes my music. And I don't like everybody's music. But what I do give a bleep, because he was extremely charitable.
Yes. Yes, he was.
And there's this concept of conspicuous consumption, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being extremely charitable is really the only appropriate way to conspicuously consume. I should have put that on mute.
You really should have.
So George Michael, do you know much about George Michael? How did he grow up? Did he grow up wealthy? Because the music industry, especially the big music industry like that, is very nepotistic. It's very oligarchical.
Not really. I've got a book upstairs on how Wham got started, written by like their former manager.
Okay.
So
Tell
let
us
you
the
read it.
story.
I haven't read it yet.
What's that word? There's a word, and you guys leave a comment. That word when you buy books and you never read them. It's like kobaku. I think it came out of Japan. It's a Japanese word. Like, we all experience this. We all have books.
Yes.
So let's figure out the story, and you give a bleep. I give a bleep. What's next?
What's next? Where'd it go? Tyrus Wong.
Tyrus Wong.
Yes.
That does not ring a bell.
He was the artist behind Bambi.
Oh.
And that particular visual style, that was him
Well,
working for Disney.
yeah, he was one of the storyboard artists, wasn't he? Like that, let's not pretend like there wasn't 1,000 people that worked on Bambi,
Well, true, but
and they
he
all contributed to that look.
was sure, but
Did he direct
he,
them?
he was the one that Bambi looked like nothing that had come out before.
Yeah.
And he was it was his background as a Chinese immigrant artist that led to that look for Disney. And for years, he wasn't credited for any of that. For his recognition of stylizing Bambi that way.
It is a look. The Disney look is a look. They've kind of moved away from it. I would love, it's very expensive to do these, but I love hand-drawn animation.
Yeah.
I would rather take like a Mark Hertzfeld? Dan Hertzfeld? The guy who did Rejected. I love those. He's got one on Netflix too. Where it's literally like blank piece of paper, single pen, because you got to draw 1,000 of these little guys. So you just got to do it quick unless you have a whole team.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he was involved in every phase of production for Bambi.
Gotcha.
And he died this week at the age of 106.
106.
106.
Let me ask you this. Do you want to make it to 106 if like the last 26 are just awful?
How awful are we talking? Like 2016 awful?
Yeah. Yeah. 2016 and you can no longer walk. It's a tough call. My grandfather's like 89.
Can I still see and hear?
Not very good. And probably only one.
Next question. Do I like my living relatives?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Anyway,
If I'm 100, if I'm
106.
106, do I like my living relatives at that point? I think that would probably.
I'm really anti-Disney. We've talked about this. When we have children, I will fight Disney tooth and nail. Like, I allow myself Star Wars, but that's only because they stole it from me.
Disney has the Muppets too, so yeah, Disney will be around. You're not, and Lilo and Stitch, and yeah, you're not getting out of Disney. I'm sorry.
It's all overpriced.
Of course, it's overpriced. It's Disney. Disney is the reason that.
Did you know Disney is the fourth
copyright
largest
laws keep getting changed? I mean,
Disney is the fourth largest record label.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, they are the reason the copyright law will perpetually change.
Yes.
Right now, you can't. I believe it's 1927 is the cutoff. Anything.
No, it's the life of the artist plus 70, I think.
Right, and then it can be renewed and this and that, but like anything prior to 1927 is public domain at this point, if I remember correctly. And unless it's owned by a corporation that consistently renew, I don't know, but the like I do look into public domain stuff. Like we did God Rest You Merry Gentlemen for the first video on the Jazz Destroyers channel. And I can monetize that. I can't monetize a cover.
Right.
So how many people know songs written before like 1927? Not a lot of them. Like we're gonna start doing like Mozart or something. So yeah, I give a bleep, but I didn't know him. But I give a bleep. Bambi was excellent.
Yes.
I just hate modern Disney.
Of course you do, dear.
I mean, they're a big giant corporation that are going to give me an annual Star Wars forever. That's kind of all right. But are they going to be good? And if they stop being good, they'll stop making them. And it'll actually end on a low note rather than a high note. I don't know. I haven't seen the new one, guys. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it real soon. I've been waiting for the crowds to die down.
Yes.
No spoilers in the comments, please. But yeah, I give a bleep.
Okay.
And what's next?
Carrie Fisher.
No,
I know.
no.
But we can't freaking change that now.
We did one.
It's further evidence that
We did one
2016
last
was
week
evil.
that was so much more upbeat. I know, but
Well,
now we're in
yeah.
2017. We got to look forward. I
We gotta
understand
look
it would have
forward.
made it would have
we
made
still
sense.
have to acknowledge Carrie Fisher.
It would have made sense. We were recording
don't-
this a day late, so
You don't.
yes.
If you don't want to acknowledge Carrie Fisher, well, then that's on you.
Uh,
But, you know, considering the theme of our wedding, you almost have to acknowledge her, you know?
I do. We had a Star Wars themed wedding.
We did.
If you want to go dredge up a photo,
Oh, God.
we'll totally put up a photo.
I've got the disc somewhere.
At least of the cake.
Yes.
The cake is great. It was the Death Star. But it was pretty traditional otherwise. I mean, you wore a
Yeah.
traditional dress. I wore a tux.
Right, but, you know,
But
our
our-
officiant was dressed up like a Jedi.
No lightsaber.
No lightsaber.
We had the conversation about the lightsaber. I declined the lightsaber.
You declined the lightsaber. You declined him dressing up as Darth Vader.
I would, yeah. Well, because my grandparents were there. They would have been like, no.
So yeah, so he was dressed as a Jedi. I walked down the aisle to the Imperial March.
Yep. Which got a big laugh.
Yes.
Everybody thought that was very, very clever.
Our wedding cake was the Death Star hovering over Tatooine, and we had little figures of Han and Leia on top of the Death Star, holding their guns,
Yep.
while C-3PO battled Darth Vader and a stormtrooper on the surface of Tatooine.
You know I'm a jazz musician, right? I'm supposed to seem cool. We're just killing that.
You're supposed to seem cool? What?
I guess. I don't know.
When have you ever seemed cool?
I don't know. But they did a memorial thing down at the Alamo.
Yeah, they've done quite a few of them.
In the
In
same
various
room where I
places.
met Shia LaBeouf. Just so that everybody
Yes.
knows.
Yes.
Let me pick that name back up. But yeah, the Sam who's been on the Freeform Fridays, he was down there with Oriana, and
Was
they
he?
looked like they were having a good time.
Okay.
You know, the Star Wars thing's a big deal, guys. That's all I have to say about it. We're all gonna process it. We're gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
This is. I will say this though: the next Carrie Fisher was probably born.
Probably. You know, her daughter was in the last Star Wars.
Yeah, and her mom died, Debbie Reynolds.
Yep.
The next day or something, right?
Yep. The next day.
Is that our fourth? Or is that?
No, that
oh,
was
okay.
that was not actually our fourth, but
I
just
find
technically
that-
Carrie Fisher was our fourth, but
the Debbie Reynolds part of that story I find more interesting.
really.
I wonder what her health was like. I wonder if it was like, all right, my daughter's gone, time to go. Just sucks.
You know, every report I saw said that she had a stroke, and those,
They just come on.
yeah, they just happened.
So Alex, who was on the last Freeform Fridays session with us at Kenny Dorm's backyard, he said, "How do you do this? How do you? Because like I output constantly. I do a weekly video series on the Jazz Destroyers. Please go subscribe. The numbers for this one are catching up with that one. So if we could all go watch the Jazz Destroyers, that would make my day."
Yes.
But yeah, and then I do this podcast and I work a full-time job and I go gig with the band. Like we played 50 shows last year.
But you have no
Paid.
you have no life beyond that. You know, we don't
Yeah, that's true.
really go out.
No, that's why I still haven't seen Star Wars.
You know, we don't do stuff. But between you and all of the output and me in school and helping you with all of the output,
You do help.
there's
You do help. You're helping more. Thank you.
you're welcome.
I've really drug you along kicking and screaming.
You really have.
But yeah, I give a bleep. All right.
Okay.
What's next?
Okay. Last one was actually said to end on a high note.
Okay, no dead air. Come on.
No, the Kinks' Ray Davies received a knighthood Saturday for his service to the arts as part of Queen Elizabeth's annual New Year's honors list.
Oh, I definitely do not give two bleeps at all. Are you kidding me?
What?
No.
What?
That is not even a high note.
Sure, it's a high note. He
It
got
is-
a knighthood, dude.
A knighthood is BS. It's being elected into the aristocracy. The Kinks, man, they did not do that to become bourgeoisie. All right. Enough
Yeah,
with that.
but he's old now, so
I just
sometimes they don't care anymore.
the knighthood thing, I don't give a bleep about.
It's an honor. It's it's like the whole Kennedy Center thing, or
That's
it's the equivalent.
at least that one's a. Ugh. All right. I just don't give a bleep.
Okay, fine.
I don't give a bleep about
I
British aristocracy.
I just thought, hey, something that's not death.
Yeah, we're not doing any more death. This is it. We're trying to sell records here, right? Like, in the description, there is getoffmylawnrecords.com.
It's like one thing that sort of good that came out of last year.
There's a lot of good that came out of last year. Are you kidding? The Cubs won the World Series. And I'm a St. Louis fan. The Cubs won the World Series. To half of America, Donald Trump won the presidency.
46%.
To 46% of America, that's over 150
But
million
I think about
people.
half of them are regretting it right about now. But
We'll see. 2016 was great for me. I had a great 2016.
good for you.
You had a great 2016.
No, I really
You totally had a great 2016.
outside of school. No, I really didn't.
You started this podcast with me.
I started this podcast with you because you told me, "Hey, we're starting a podcast and you don't have a choice."
I didn't say you don't have a choice.
No, you told me I didn't have a choice. I tried to get you to
Well, because nobody wants to listen to me
adjust-
blather on by myself.
No, I tried to get you to adjust the schedule so that we weren't recording every frickin' Saturday, and no, you wouldn't do it. You're like, "No, it's
It's
recording on Saturday, it's going out on Sunday, end of story."
Yeah, it's a
You
weekly
wouldn't
show.
even discuss it. Yeah, but we could have had it go out on Monday, record it Sunday.
But nobody I guess nobody watches on Sundays. So leave a comment. We can change the schedule. Do you guys want to see the full show? When's the most convenient time for you to see the full show?
I mean, you basically made it so that I can't do anything on Saturdays.
I can't do anything on Saturdays, but it's a
You
weekly
wouldn't,
show.
you wouldn't
We
do
have
anything on Saturdays anyway.
You're excused.
Saturday mornings, you don't do anything. You sleep.
Yeah, because I do. I sleep.
You
Oh.
sleep.
Yeah.
You cut into my chore time, but you sleep. So yeah,
Ugh.
I'm not amused.
I sleep. My mother was like, "Why do you wear the glasses? Is it the bags under your eyes?" I'm like, "Yep, that's it. That's why. That's exactly why."
Sure.
Which is not true at all. She asked, but that's not the answer I gave. But yeah, how else would we do it? We can't do this show monthly.
No, but I'm saying, any other day of the week.
Pick another day. We can move filming. If we're gonna do Carissa Explains It All instead of these Do You Give a Bleeps, we can totally move the filming. What day
I mean,
for you?
you've already set it up so that Saturdays are the days.
No, we
so-
can film earlier and then we can still pipe it out on Sunday. What do you want to do?
I don't care. Don't ask me now.
Okay.
I'm
So
I'm
I just
saying,
want to
don't-
be on.
Don't tell
You're
me it
on
was a
record.
good year when it wasn't a good year.
It was a great year. We started this podcast. This podcast has been viewed over 30,000 minutes. We're on episode 14. You guys are amazing.
You guys are.
And yeah, the politics didn't go the way we wanted, right? But in 2016, we celebrated the 8th anniversary of our marriage. We got through the 7-year hump or whatever they call that. Right?
And what did we do for our anniversary, dear?
Did we make the podcast? No, we weren't doing the podcast.
Mm-mm. What did we do for our anniversary?
I played a gig.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I work. Guys, if you buy records, I don't have to go work that hard. I work 2 jobs. I do this. I work 2 jobs. I'm a working musician. I have a full-time job, and I do this.
Yes.
I work.
You do.
Now the whole audience is gonna judge me. I'm feeling judged. I'm feeling judged, but we did have the conversation.
That would be your guilty conscience, dear.
I did clear it with you before taking the gig. It's not like I forget. I know exactly when our anniversary is. It's not that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope so, because you picked it.
I did pick it. That's why we got married on a Monday.
Yes.
Getting married on a Monday is way cheaper, y'all. All right. So there we go. So that's the whole deal. So
Yep.
What's next? Section 3.
Yep.
Right.
What is section 3 this
I
week?
guess we're already there. It's our reflections of 2016.
Yep.
You know, I experienced a lot of personal gain and growth in 2016. And yeah, a bunch of celebrities died. But a bunch of other people died too.
Sure.
Relatives of my friends.
Yeah.
To me, 2015 was a worse year because I had a close relative die. Right? So, a bunch of celebrities die. And by the way, a bunch of celebrities die every single year. I was driving home the other day listening to conservative talk radio because...
That's all there is in this town.
And I just prefer to... I enjoy my outrage. It's good to channel your outrage. But
well, if you're gonna
small
channel,
doses,
if you're gonna
it's a
channel
vice.
your outrage, don't take the toll road.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
So I was driving home one night, and it was a rerun from the year before, and they were complaining about how bad 2015 was.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thing called negativity bias. Veritasium did a really good video about it. You know, we look back and we go, oh, this bad thing happened, this bad thing happened, this bad thing happened, this bad thing happened. And yeah, a lot of bad things happened, but a lot of great things happened. And I'm willing to bet more great things happened than didn't happen. And because we perceive the negative as much bigger and more common, it just feels like it's more bad than good. It's not. You know, people fell in love. People had children. A bunch of kids were born in 2016.
Good for them.
You know?
My 2016 was pretty lousy, so...
I hear the new Star Wars is really good. So, television's never been better. Television's still amazing. It's getting
I
even
wouldn't
more
know. I
amazing.
don't watch TV.
I don't really watch TV either. I haven't the time. But what I do see, I'm like, whoa, that's really slick and well produced. Because it's dying because nobody's got time. We're all working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So we do the podcast. But yeah, there's a bunch of... For us, 2016 was amazing.
For you, 2016 was amazing.
For us, we're married. We're married. You no longer have to cart me around. We're no longer a 1-car family. That was pretty awesome. We got to see my mom. We got to see my sister get married.
Yeah.
We got to see my grandparents. We got to see all sorts of people. I'm pretty sure we saw your family at some point.
Yeah, my parents came out.
That's right. And it was great when they came out. You know, if we all just take a moment and do a thought exercise, tell me something positive that happened in 2016. And while she's thinking, leave a comment. You tell me something that's positive that happened to you in 2016.
I passed engineering, physics 2, organic chemistry 1 and 2.
That's hard to do. It's really hard to do. And you did those things while working a full-time job
Yes.
and helping with the podcast. It's great. I don't know. 2016, there's a lot of really great things that happened. But it takes a lot to go find those. So what I did yesterday, I did a thought experiment. And I just sat down and went through and listed as many positive things as I could about 2016. And it was great. The YouTube channel has been viewed 930 hours in 3 months. It's amazing. The audience is awesome. It's certainly not profitable. But the whole point of this is we're trying to sell records. That's why we're going to find positive things. It's a positive show. So no more deaths. No more do you give a bleeps, because those are not cool. So we did that, right? We released 2 records, which is pretty cool. We put out the Jazz Destroyers Live, which I'm in that 3rd stage of dealing with the way I play. Everybody has to deal with the way they play. It comes in stages. I'm in the 3rd stage right now, but it's available. We sold a download card last night, and those are always great.
Did you move on to the 4th section already, or did I miss?
We're on Reflections of 2016.
Okay.
Jesus. So
sounded like you were moving on already.
No, we're there. So I asked you one positive thing, you broke out in tears. I can't exploit you on YouTube. That's not cool. It was a touching moment. # touching moment.
I ended 2016 with a vitamin deficiency.
Which vitamin?
D.
Yeah, you need the vitamin D. Sorry. Get more sun.
Can I throw something at you?
A little bit.
Where's a cat toy when I need one?
There's a lot of cat toys down here. They are surprisingly not interested in being on the show this week.
Nope.
Huh.
She's watching. She's got her spot.
Yeah.
I think she just huffed at you.
Probably. All right. Do you have any other thoughts on 2016? I don't want to go into the negative of it. Everybody's been focused on it.
Damn glad it's over.
There you go. Build from that.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? It's our announcements, goals, and a giveaway, right?
Sure, why not?
So our announcements are, let's see. So the Volca album, that's put on hold for a little bit. I'm going to try to get the tape done in January, but we're about to do, I just ran out of time. We got to do Freeform Fridays. But in the meantime, I will put a card, point. There you go. I'll put a card so that everybody can go see tape 2 of that and how that was made. Best of Freeform Fridays 2016 is coming. And what I'm really looking forward to is it will be known as the worst of the Freeform Fridays. Because it was the worst year. All right. So, and I'm looking forward to everything improving always.
Yes.
MC Overlord, I'm not sure where we are on that. We're getting there though. 2006 and beyond. I put this out on the last episode, but it was Christmas.
Yep.
A lot of people didn't watch. So point up again, and we'll do a card. That's an album I wrote 10 years ago. God, I'm getting old. And I did it on a PowerBook G4 with Reason. And it sounds good. It's a good album. It's contemplative. And a touch self-indulgent. Jesse Thunderway, no news yet. It's a Secret to Nobody. That one it's still free on Bandcamp. So you can still pay what you want on Bandcamp. But as soon as that hits iTunes, I'm going to put a price tag on it. So I'll leave a link in the description and go have a listen to that. The Jazz Destroyers Live, we got the download cards. We sold some download cards. That one's on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify. It's on everything. Go check out the Jazz Destroyers Live. Escape from Ignorance, we'll get an update tomorrow. We'll see Steven tomorrow on the Freeform Fridays.
Yes, because we forgot to ask him when he was here last week.
Yeah, we're awful at that. Millicent Hughes.
Yes.
We got that one scheduled for March. I'm very excited.
March or May?
Oh, I think it is May.
So I thought something else was scheduled for March.
I have a gig in March out in Round Top.
No, something...
I'm playing in Round Top, Texas on March 11th if anybody wants to come out.
No, there was a recording thing on the calendar for March.
Yeah, we have our weekly podcast.
No. Audiobook.
Just says audiobook?
It says Steven to record 3 roughs for audiobook.
Oh, okay. Yep, we're going to work on Steven's book for that, yeah. But Millicent Hughes, I got confirmation, she's going to join us tomorrow on Freeform Fridays. So she'll start showing up in the Jazz Destroyers channel.
Yep.
Sounds in Between, I talked to Josh, and we're actually going to try to cut that quick, like next couple weeks. We're going to try to knock it out.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. And then Your Name Here.
We are not recording on Super Bowl Sunday.
When is Super Bowl Sunday?
My birthday.
Yeah, we won't record on Super Bowl Sunday.
Thank you.
Because it's a Saturday. Yeah.
It's a Sunday.
Well, so the podcast will make sure we do it on the Saturday. And then, and we'll have to get a new box. We'll have to get a new antenna box. Yep. Behind the camera there's a 10-foot projector screen. You'll see it on the Freeform Fridays. Your Name Here. If you know any good bands, I've got a couple slots left. I'm approaching capacity, but we're getting there. So if you know anybody, send them our way. I would love to hear it. Mm-hmm. So that's our announcements. We just crossed, 145 subscribers.
Yes, and thank you all.
Thank you.
We asked for 7 and you delivered 25, and we love you for it.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. I just want to see if we can break 150. Let's try to break 150 this week.
Okay.
And that was pretty cool. I love smashing goals, so small, attainable goals. And the Jazz Destroyers just crossed 160. We're at 162 now.
Okay.
So that one, I was very happy to cross that line. Admittedly, these odd numbers, but like 145, I'm like, why can't it just be 150? And then when it's 150, I'm like, why can't it just be 200? But the 158 was driving me crazy.
Yes, we're placating Don's.
And hopefully watching the videos, we put a lot of work into that. This podcast, we're getting a lot more watch time and views and growth because of the daily schedule. Mm-hmm. But the Jazz Destroyers that's the whole reason I do YouTube is to do that.
Yes.
And so that's really become my artistic statement, if you will. So that's our goals. And then our giveaway, like I said before, there was a hashtag. What was the hashtag?
Disco hoodie.
Disco hoodie. So leave a comment, hashtag disco hoodie. Post a Twitter, hashtag disco hoodie. Post a Facebook, hashtag disco hoodie. I'll look them up, and I'll give the winner a choice of me either mailing them a sticker, or I can actually send you a download card link. I can send you a download code right away digitally. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's our goals and our giveaway. Yep. Do you have any goals? Any 2017 goals?
To have it suck less than 2016.
Okay.
Really, that's just my goal, to be better than last year. Because
we should always try to be better than last year. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just try to have a better year. Focus on the positive.
Uh-huh.
So, all right. So that's our announcements, goals, giveaway. Our number 6 will be our deep thought, right? I don't really have a deep thought this time, or maybe
you just went from 4 to 5.
Oh, shout outs.
Shout outs.
Oh yeah. That's right. So we'll do shout outs. I have 3 really great shout outs. The first is Conley Razor.
Conley Razor.
Yeah, he's actually a former Jazz Destroyer. He sang with us for a long time ago.
I don't think
back
I ever
in the
knew
day.
his last name.
And yeah, he's just been real supportive and deserves a shout out. He's awesome. And one of the few guys that helped put the whole election into perspective for me.
Okay.
What's your first shout out?
My first shout out. My first shout out is going to be to Carrie Fisher.
Okay, fair enough. We've now done 3 videos with her name coming up.
Yes.
Yep. Do you need a tissue? Is that what you were getting up for?
A little bit, yes.
Go get a tissue.
Carrie Fisher is awesome and she deserves shout outs.
Okay. I mean, I agree.
And act like it.
I'm a jazz musician. I gotta be cool. You gotta get back on screen. This is not even fair to me. You now get to sit here and razz me off screen and nobody can actually understand what you're saying. That's not fair.
I will razz you on screen and I will razz you off screen, and it doesn't matter because, I'm razzing you either way.
It's true.
It's one of my few joys in life. Do not deny me that pleasure.
You know what my big joy is in life? When somebody shares my content. I'm not kidding. It warms my heart that somebody likes it enough to show it to somebody else.
Okay.
That's my great joy in life, is to create things that people want to show to other people.
Okay.
Because that means we're all communicating on a deeper level. It's a beautiful thing.
What's your second shout out?
My second shout out is to the Joker Game, who is subscribed. And first subscriber of 2017.
Nice.
So way to go, Joker Game. That's pretty awesome. Admittedly, it's been crazy busy today setting this up. I'm still not done. I'm gonna have to edit this, and then I gotta go back to working on this room.
Yes.
I still gotta set a drum kit up. I still gotta
rearrange chairs.
Yeah, the chairs are relatively easy, but the drum kit's gonna be the big pain in the butt. And I gotta wire some. I like the amps right here aren't plugged in, but we got the lights going.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And we gotta move the table out of the kitchen so I can make the food.
Right. So we're gonna have to do quite a bit of work in this room after this podcast.
Yes.
And then Monday, and then I can begin the arduous process of breaking this all down. It's a lot of stuff. We're gonna do in the next section. We'll talk about that. What is your second shout out?
Second shout out is to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. Yeah, they're constantly getting messed with.
They're constantly getting messed with, and they just come back stronger.
Yep. Just what we need from an organization like that.
Yes.
It's exactly what it's not the organization we deserve. It's not the organization we need. Well, anyway, they're great. They're great. What's your third shout out?
Third shout out. It's going to be to Dulce for bringing us candy at work during the absolutely horrible week we just had.
Y'all focus on the negative. So my third shout out is to the Get Off My Lawn Records family, everybody.
Yes. I
consider Dulce part of it. Why isn't Dulce in the group? We have a group. We have a Facebook group.
I don't know. Why isn't Dulce in the group?
So I try not to spam that group because I know everybody gets a notification when I post in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to leave it to no more than 1, maybe 2 a day. And even then, I'm not consistent on it. I try to leave everybody alone unless I actually have something cool or an early access to a video or something.
Yes.
Yeah, Dulce, and to the whole Get Off My Lawn Records family. So those are our shout outs. Our section 6, no deep thought, as I previously mentioned. So I'm gonna walk everybody through my light board and how we're doing this, and I'm gonna handheld it. It's gonna be a little goofy looking, but I just need to knock it out so I can show this to people tomorrow in a quick and easy way to walk them through how to get to it, and then just kind of leave them with the documentation on all the settings. It's hard to remember all the settings, but everybody should kind of understand these are the things it can do.
Okay.
All right, I thought this section was going to be easy. It's now 6:43. I've been at it for like 2 hours. I encountered a couple bugs in the system. I had to troubleshoot that. We're doing camera audio. What we're going to do, I'm going to do this from the camera. I'm going to be taking this on and off the tripod. I apologize for the shakiness. But what we have is all of the lights. They're not currently running, but we're going to go through how we do all of these great lighting effects. Like you can see that wave thing going on in the corner. And there's just all sorts of great stuff going on. It's all controlled by, and you can't even see it, so we're going to take this off. It's all controlled by this DMX controller. So the way you just clear everything is you just select all of your devices. You see the lights turn on, bring everything up. You see the system's freaking out. It's doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Bring it down. Repeat on. You change from A to B. Bring it up. Bring everything down. Bring it up. Bring everything down. So now, the way we're going to do this is we have A. We have 8 devices. And I've pushed this little guy to its very limit. These are the stickers I couldn't find earlier. I've pushed this thing to the very limit. So we're going to go through this 8 fixtures. A, B. So we'll go through each one of these. So I'm going to put this back on the tripod. And I am not going to edit this, so sorry about that. Alright, so first things first, we're going to look at A1. We're going to look at fixture 1, which talks to this light. It's a big ol' gig bar. I've got 2 extra things hanging off of it. I've got a spotlight hanging off of there, and a little spotlight hanging off of there. We'll get to that. But all of this stuff up here does 20... how many? It's 16, 20 different channels on the DMX, so we need to take over 20 different things. So the way this is organized is very easy. The first 2 are going to be on our far left. They're going to be, it's going to be the first 1 through 3 is RGB level, and then 4 brings up your level. So right now I'm running at about, that's just about half. So that would be full strength on the LED. That's my whiteboard I use so I can remember who to shout out and what to plug and all that. What we can do with this is we can, if we just have 1 up with halfway up on 4, we'll have a red light. With just 2 up, we'll have a green light, and with just 3 up, we'll have a blue light. You can combine them to get different color combinations that they do all sorts of fun stuff. So that does that on that one. Now, what is this, 5 through 7, dear? Yeah, 5 through 7. It's going to be our RGB levels. I'm going to bring those all the way up. And then bring up 8 to bring up the level for the next one. Now, when I go past the half, it goes to strobe. We don't want strobe, so I just go up to halfway. And that's how I bring it up and down, just to halfway. So then we're gonna leave those on. We're gonna pretend like, yep, this is the look I want. We're gonna just make this a little warmer. Bring it down to a level that's appropriate. Bring this one. We got this one pretty hot, but it's coming from farther away, so it'll need to be a little hotter. So then we switch to bank B. Bank B on number 1 is going to talk to these blinky lights from 1 through 6. So 1 is going to let us pick our color. I'm just going up the fader and now back down the fader. So I'm about halfway in. I've got 2 colors. There's my 3 colors. What's number 2 do, dear?
For B,
Yeah, for B.
strobe blinky.
Strobe blinky. So let's make them blink on and off, and as I bring that up, it gets faster. Number 3, we'll make them rotate. It's like every teenage kid's dream. But you see, I'm only doing about half the room. Alright, I get all the way over, but it only covers half the room. So I have number 2. So that's going to be 4. We'll let us pick the color there. 5, we'll set our strobe. And 6 sets the speed. The way the speed works is there's a halfway point. So when you cross the halfway point, you're going to go with the slowest speed counterclockwise. When you come under the halfway point, you're going very fast clockwise. So as you come down and then up, passing the halfway, and we go up, and so we can get them moving pretty quick. So that's what those do. Now 7, 8, we have our, I'm going to take that blinky down. That's a little blinky for me. There we go. Oh, that's our rotation. But I want to take the blinky out. I just like rotating lights. So 7 is going to be a laser that's just going to cover the floor. And as I come up, it's letting me pick my color. So I have color options. These color options in the middle will set your strobe. So you can have just red or just green, but in the middle it's going to be like strobe red only, strobe green only, alternate, strobe both together. So as I bring number 8 up, then we see we get 1 strobe. I'm telling it to only strobe green. Now we're only strobing red, and so you can do that. Now when we come, now we've hit the limit on fixture 1, so now we disengage fixture 1 and we engage number 2. The little LED light comes on. We come back to A, and we still have 4 more things that we can do on this board. Number 1 will change the speed of the rotation on the lasers. So now we can get pretty psychedelic with that. And as you see, you can make them go in either direction, and it's really hard to get them going fast clockwise, but you can get them going counterclockwise pretty easily. So that's what those do. Now 2, 3, and 4 work in concert together to create the strobe effect. So I've got these 4 lights on the bar. Number 2 will change our pattern for the strobe. Number 3 will change the brightness of the strobe. And number 4 changes the speed of the strobe. So that's how the whole gig bar works. Now number 3, fixture 3 is all about this great big projector screen I got over here. And I have an Eclipse RGB in the corner. I think you can see it. You might not be able to. But when we turn this on, what does that do? I'm just turning 1, and it's going through a bank of presets. Now this one we can survive with just picking ones off of the presets, so you can just move up and down 1 on 3. But it has, what is it, 20? It has like 14 or 16 channels of stuff it can do too. So we just won't go into those. So that's what that looks like. Now let's look at 4. What is 4 doing, dear?
3A?
Yeah, no, 4, 1A. So 4, 1A is going to be...
Didn't get that far.
Are we not using 4?
We didn't get the 4.
Oh no, you know what 4 is? 4 is our drum light. Yep. 4 is our spotlight for the drums. Now you hear that box will get pretty noisy if we just leave it on the presets because it does all these things. So I'm going to disengage the box.
So that's 4A1.
4A1 is going to be your red level. So when we come in here and we engage 4, we go to here, as you'll see, it's only red coming off of this light. I can make that red, green, or blue. And all together, you get white. And then 4, 5, 6, 7 are unused, and use number 8.
Okay, so it's green and blue.
Yep, 8 to control the overall level. That's the only one that use 8 to control all the level fixtures 5, 6, 7, and 8, you're going to use 7 to control all the level. And 1, 2, 3 is still red, green, blue.
Okay,
So, when we come in here, I'm doing video. So now, 4, let's just turn everything to white, and let's see what we're looking at. So with number 4 engaged, we're going to have this light over here. I call it the dawn light, because it will light me. With number 5, now with these you can go all the way up, all the way to the top of the fader. Number 5 is going to be the piano light. There's a light off camera that is lighting the piano. I will fix the positioning of that. Number 6 is going to be, you'll see it there, your left column. So these are really meant for color. You really want these to be color. So 6 is a good, so 7's your left column, and then right, let's make that one green for the holiday. And we bring that one up, and we get a green column. So we get a red, and we get a green column. And so that's how we make all the lights. That's how you operate all 8. When you want to bring any one of them down, you just pick your, on 5 through 7, you just pick your number. I'll take it off, I'll demonstrate. So right now, let's say I don't want to light dawn, and we said that dawn was light number 5. So we'll engage number 5, and we'll put our finger on 7, bring it down, and it comes down. It comes back up, back down. And we can change the color on that. We can do red, we can do green, we can do blue, whatever we want to do. So that's how you do those. So with if you want to take the piano light down, you can disengage 5, engage number 6, and the piano light comes up and down. Now if you want to do both at the same time, you can engage both, and they both come up and down together. So that's how we do the whole light show for these Freeform Fridays. That was the microphone I was gonna record this on. And thanks for watching. And let's get back to the show.
Alright, so that was a lot of fun, right? I don't know, I literally will shoot this out. I'm gonna shoot it out of order, bring it in. So hopefully that was fun. So our last section, everybody gets a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
First trophy goes to the audience.
Yes.
For watching the whole show. You guys are amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause. And tell me what you're working on. Show me what you're doing, you know? Like, we'll give it shout-outs or something. It'll be great. Mm-hmm. But I want to give you the Open and Honest Award. I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm sorry. Did I make you? I made you cry.
You knew the subject was upsetting to me, and
all subjects are upsetting at this point. Yeah.
And to hear you basically try to whitewash my experience of it was not helpful.
Trying to stay positive for the both of us. I do it out of love. All right.
There's positivity, and there's just flat out denial.
Let me live in my denial for a bit longer.
You can live in your denial. I can't. It's not healthy for me.
I'm not sure. I actually.
It will land me in the hospital.
Let me put it to you another way. Ignorance is bliss, right?
But you can't put the lid back on Pandora's box. It doesn't work like that.
And other very culturally specific. Anybody who's watching, it turns out we have a lot of viewers from Brazil.
Really?
And they're gonna be like, "The hell are you guys talking about?" Yeah, I know what you mean though. It's just tough. So yeah, okay. You get the Open and Honest Award.
Okay.
You're the first person to express that much emotion on the podcast.
Yes. Well, you get the Super Shiny Award.
I am super shiny.
Dear Lord, that light hitting that sweatshirt.
It just comes right back into your face, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. It's hard to look at.
It's like a harsh fill light.
It's like, yeah, for once, your hat is not the brightest thing.
So watch for hashtag disco hoodie.
Yes.
It shows up on almost all of the Freeform Fridays. I've kind of made it. The disco hoodie's kind of my thing. But yeah, thank you for watching and love each other. Let's
Yes.
just make 2017 a year where we all love each other.
Uh-huh.
And on that note,